welcome to One-on-One at the Gtech Stadium with me, Nick Gray.
Today we'll be one-on-one with three of Brentford's key players, delving into the mindset behind their success. Here we are, we've got big man Nathan Collins. So what was your very earliest childhood memory that you can remember?
I guess it's just being in school. I think just in my primary school, being from there from young, you know, having all my friends, growing up with them, and then so I'd go obviously in primary school, and when I go home I'd just run outside and play on the street, then just get a football, knock on all my mates' doors and just go play football until 9 o'clock, and then eat dinner and go down to bed. It was the same. Yeah, that's all I used to do.
Yeah, it's interesting because that's what Ivan said and Bryan. They just said after school we just played football every night.
That's all. There's nothing else to do when I was a kid. You didn't have phones, you didn't have technology like it is now, so there was nothing else to do other than just play football.
And although in the schools when I was there it was hurling and Gaelic football, at break time, playtime it was always football.
Yeah.
And that's the same for you, was it?
Yeah, more or less. I would have played a lot of Gaelic football. I never really got into hurling as much, but I wasn't crazy. I wasn't crazy enough for that, you know what I mean?
Dangerous.
Yeah, I love watching it, but yeah, I wouldn't put my...
You have to be a bit nutty, don't you, to be swinging those sticks around.
A little bit. But I like Gaelic. I still watch that. I still follow that to this day. I was within my second sport. But yeah, football always come first.
At what stage did you think, oh, do you know what, I'm good at football, I'm better than everybody? Was there a point where you remember thinking, oh, I can play this?
No, because I've just always playing football. Yeah, so it never like registered me that I was better than others or anything like that. I just always wanted to win and be the best, kind of, you know, just always play football no matter where I was, who I was with. I just always want to have a football and play with someone, or just kick footballs at people, just whatever, anything to do with football I was doing, like. Nice. You know what I mean? That's all I remember. Not being better than anyone, not trying to be better, just enjoying it. Yeah.
Fair enough. And you always played in defence to keep the ball out, or did you used to play up front?
As a kid I would have played in midfield a lot of the time,
right.
Until I was 12, 13, and then my coach kind of realised that we need someone big and strong in the defence, and then that's where I kind of adapted. But
who was that for? A local club at the time?
That was my schoolboy club, yeah, Cherry Orchard. But my dad played a lot of football as well, so he was a centre back, so he taught me a lot as well.
At a very high level, I understand.
Yeah, he was not bad. He was all right. Then my older brother as well, he played football. He was a centre back, so we just kind of we just kind of bounced off each other about football.
And so, is it hard, because your dad was obviously very successful? Is it hard following in that thing, or do you just fancy it and not think about it?
No, because they never put pressure on me to play football. Yeah. It was always what I wanted, you know, and it was never anything about following him, or it was never about that.
So it's just a joy.
It was just, yeah, it was just, listen, they didn't really want me to go to England. I think more my mum, she didn't want me to leave, like, you know. Yeah. I left when I was 15, so it was pretty tough for her.
Did you?
Yeah, it was, what's not easy for her to let your son go at that time, you know, 15. But she couldn't really hold me back anymore. I was just ready to go. I just wanted to leave and play football every day, like, it's all I've wanted to do. So it was nice that my dad could kind of gauge where I was coming from, because he'd done the exact same path.
Which club did you move to?
I moved to Stoke City.
Did you? Right,
yeah, from 15 I moved to Stoke City, so now I was gone there. I've never to be seen again in Ireland. Yeah. I stayed there, played football, loved every minute of it. Now, I did get a little bit homesick. I'd go home, I'd see my mum, I'd spend time there every weekend now and then, but for the majority of it I was just always playing football.
Oh, okay. And what was it like leaving the Ireland that you knew? Because it's quite different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite a different kind of way of life.
It was alright. The good thing about it, when I moved to Stoke, there was a lot of Irish players there, so it made my life a lot easier, you know. I still felt, I lived in a digs house. I think there was 3 of us in there with a family, and it was me and then 2 of my Irish friends.
Right.
So it was a bit of a jolly up lads. There's lads on holiday in England playing football every day, like.
Getting paid.
That's all it was.
Was that the Tony Pulis era, or was that just after
I think I was after. It was Mark Hughes when he was first manager.
Right.
When he would have been manager when I first went over. Yeah.
Right. So again, big legend.
Yeah, exactly.
And did you spend a lot of time with the first team, or that stage? Is it?
No, I was I was 15. I was still trying to get through. You know, going through the academy, kind of
get a contract.
Back in Ireland, you would have only trained twice a week in a match on a Saturday, where obviously in academy they're training every day or that. So I had a bit of catch up to do, you know, just try to get on that level and that bit of fitness, and then it was just getting used to the standard of football, really. Yeah.
And did it come naturally to you, or was something you had to really work
No, I had to work towards it, you know, and at that level it's tough, especially where I come from. The standard's a lot different, so it took a bit of time, and I had to work to get to the same level as the rest of the lads. But once I got into the groove of it, I kicked on again from it.
Very good. And when it comes to the psychology of football, so when you're out there and things are going well, because obviously there's two teams, it's generally going to go well for one team and not so well for the other. You can't be on top every game. First of all, how does it feel when the team are playing well, every touch goes right, there's always someone to pass to?
That's no better feeling, really, you know what I mean? It just, anything turns to gold, kind of, you know what I mean?
Team games are like that, aren't they?
Yeah, it's the thing about football, it's more than just team, because there's 11 people out on the pitch with different thoughts going through their heads, you know, so when momentum's with you, everyone's ready to go, everyone's on it, and
everyone wants the ball,
it's easy, everything's easy, and it's when it's going against you, it's the tough part, you know, everyone's thinking different things, everyone's trying to get the lads back together, people are trying to work harder and doing more, and sometimes it's not the answer, but it's just really hard to get everyone together and stick in together and get together again.
Have you got because talking to Ivan, he tries to do something to change that momentum, that mindset, so even if it's like, I don't know, kick a defender or whatever, or just something to get everybody, because it's a team sport, like you feel off each other, don't you?
Yeah.
And if you can see someone makes a nervous touch, something in you doesn't quite want the ball. Something doesn't make you, and then you get the ball and there's no one to pass to. And like, is there techniques in professional sport where you can just say, right, come on lads, even when it's shit and the crowd are getting on about, we've got to want the ball and do this?
No, I think for Ivan as well, because he's such a big player and he's such a big personality in the squad, it's nice when he does something, you know, and he has that bit of freedom up top. I think for a defender it's a bit harder because you can't take that risk, or you can't do something silly, you know what I mean? But for me, if something's going wrong, I just try to get back to basics, you know, just keep the ball 1 touch, 2 touch, keep it simple, just try to get back to basics, get your head back in the game, and just get your groove back on, you know, get your mojo back in the game, and then try kick on from there.
It's fascinating, because it's like it's a very individual sport, but it's a massively team sport as well, and it's almost a team of 20,000 people when you're at home, and like you've got to carry them all and all the rest of it. And what's Thomas like to work with compared to other managers? This is your first year with him, and
I've had a lot of managers, to be fair. I've had a good few at Stoke, I had a few at Burnley, and then a few at Wolves as well. But for me, Thomas was the best I've had. Honestly, he just treats you as a real human being before a footballer as well, which is rare, I think, in football, and it's a really nice thing. He asks about your family, he asks about your girlfriend or your mother, you know what I mean, and that's really nice. But then when it comes to football, his knowledge of football is really good, you know what I mean. I've learned so much already since I've come here, for little things I haven't realised in my game, or no one else has, he's realised, and they're just always on it, and they're always trying to make me a better person. And it goes from Thomas as well, but to his staff. The staff are top class as well, and they all want the same thing. They all want you to feel good as well, on and off the pitch, which is a really good thing.
It's half the match, half the game is inspiring the team, isn't it? Because you can see, even though, I mean, the Premier League is savage. It's just savage.
Yeah, it's the best league in the world, I think, for any sport, anything, you know. How much money is being pumped into Premier League now? Everybody wants to watch it. Every player, you ask any player in any country what league they want to play in, they're going to say the Premier League. You know, the standard of football, it's getting outrageously high, and if you don't follow it, you're going to be left behind, and that's the hard thing, you know. New things are coming to the game, like managers are inventing new ways of playing, and it's just going to keep kicking on more and more. So it's not easy, but it's exciting.
Yeah, it is, and you think that by the previous season, you'd say, oh, that's a tough one for Brentford, but you've been in every game, you know, and like that momentum, it's like you've never looked in danger of slipping, but it's just you picked every team on the wrong day. They've been hitting their chances.
That's the thing about football, you know. It owes you nothing. Football owes you nothing at all, you know what I mean. I think you go on a pitch, we do fancy our chances against everyone, you know. We know on our day, if we put the ball away, we keep a clean sheet, we can beat anyone. But every other team's thinking that as well,
Yeah.
and that's where it comes to, you know, and it's the
trained.
tiniest of details, it's the smallest of details, and if you're not at it, you can get punished so easily.
Even if you're at it, you get
yeah,
punished
even
sometimes.
as well. Like when you're at it, it's hard to. Players are so good, you know, and as I said, they're inventing new ways of playing. Every team changes for every other team to play against, and it is getting ridiculously hard. But as I said, it's exciting, and it's getting better as a fan to watch as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic, and everything about the club, like we saw them from a distance first of all, but then the closer you get, you see the amount of work that goes in behind the scenes. It's not just about the 11 players on the pitch. There's massive amounts of work and insight, and you know, I think Brentford have tried to change a few things this year. I think play with the ball more, but that comes with its own problems. But also, you know, a lot of key players have not been available,
it makes
and
it
so the 11 that have gone out there, you've done fantastically well.
Yeah,
you know.
No, we've had a lot of setbacks this season, you know what I mean, and we've had a lot of injuries. We've had a ridiculous amount of injuries. Never have I ever seen anything like this at all. I don't think
a lot of key players.
Yeah, that's what I mean, you know, and it makes it so much harder. It does. You look at your back four from last year; they're all injured at the moment. You know what I mean, and that's just that's crazy, I think. But
then you got Man City turning up, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United. It's like, who's next? You know, we've got half a team.
But the thing is, we as a team don't fear anyone anyway. Even with that, you know what I mean. I think it makes it more exciting. It's more of a challenge. It's more of something to get you going. Like, we're against the cost here. No one expects us to do anything here now with everyone now, and it makes you want to do more. It makes you want to win more. It gives you that bit of fire in the belly, kind of, to go and do more.
And although you say no one expects, Brentford's reputation is for a very well organised, effective team. You know, lots of talent in here, and you know, just listening to Talk Sport and things, nobody's expecting to turn up and walk away with the points easily, and they don't. You know, there's been some very good performances from away teams, but you've been in every match, and you know, it's fantastic. And when you think, you know, what you're up against is a successful season. I think everybody should be proud of themselves.
No, of course, we've come toe to toe with teams like Man City. We've gone ahead. Liverpool, we've gone ahead. Chelsea, we're here. Spurs here. You know,
that last minute goal. Well, not last minute, but last 10 minutes.
It's tough, but we're toe to toe with every team that comes here. You know what I mean? And sometimes we've had a few bad games and it hasn't gone our way, but we're in every game. We know we can get results from games, and that's what makes it good. And that's why there's a good feeling around the team still, and we know we can do well. And of course, I think we probably haven't hit the standards we wanted this season, but we've had so many setbacks, and the season's not over yet, so we've still a lot to play.
Yeah, I think you're quite hard. I mean, it's a thing with professional footballers. I think they can be hard on themselves because there's, you know, it's however good you are, there's 11 other quality players trying to do the opposite. So you know, it's like, I don't think it's been a challenging season. But that's the Premier League, you know. No one expects to turn up tippy-tappy around and get a Champions League spot.
Impossible.
So yeah. So what's next? As you've kind of you've been here nearly a season now, 2/3 of a season, whatever it is. Have you got plans and personal goals? Like from a personal point of view, do you set out, right, I want to do this, this, and this, or do you just, right, I'm going to fine-tune my skills and?
I'm more of a, I feel like me, more of a day-to-day, you know, and week-to-week. I never want to look too far because it's impossible to predict it, you know what I mean? For me, it's impossible. Yeah, I think just keep ticking along 1% every day, just trying to get better at little things, and then eventually, over a year, over 2 years, you've gone from one stage to another, from just that one day of working harder, getting better. Whether it's on the pitch, whether it's in the gym, you know what I mean? It's just trying for me to get better as a person, get better as a footballer, and just make myself like the best person I can be on and off the pitch.
Oh, you're very down to earth. It's interesting. Like, just it's, you expect from the outside that Premier League footballers are, you know, like you get projected from journalism press a certain thing, but it's very straightforward.
And listen, of course, I could be here. I could obviously. You've always dreamed of being one of the best in the world. You've always dreamed of winning leagues, winning World Cups, whatever.
And playing in the Premier League is the best in the world.
You know what I mean? But like, even I'd love to captain my country playing football. You know, I'd love to be captain of this club or do something with this club, and that's the thing. But for now, for me, it's just day to day, getting better and better, and then when that stage comes, I can be ready for it.
Oh, fantastic! How does the team dynamics work? Is there like the defenders, do you feel like a group, and then the midfielders, or is it?
No, not at all. I think for me, it's one of the best environments I've ever been in. This dressing room itself.
Tell us about that.
As soon as I come, it's obviously hard moving team and moving into a new environment, new culture, new players. You're moving into a dressing room with 20 new players you've never talked to, and it's not easy at all. You know what I mean? So when I first come, you're nervous, it's awkward, it's a little bit, and you're just trying to get going.
You don't come across as nervous.
No, but I think it's the same for everyone. Anyone starts a new job, it obviously starts a little bit, but straight away I just clicked with everyone. I could go have a conversation with anybody, and I felt so free. I think a week later I loved it. I went to my family, I was like, I really enjoy this place. Yeah, I'm getting on with everyone. I just really enjoyed the atmosphere, going in every morning. I loved it, like. So where that dressing room was unbelievable, like to go in. I can go in there and sit beside anyone, have a full-on conversation with them, and talk about anything. We have a little games room, and everyone's playing there, you know, everyone's on pool, everyone's bantering each other, taking the...
Who wins at pool?
It's always mixed, to be fair. The boys who are always on it is Yarmo and Neil, never off the table, always on it, and they're not the best, that's the worrying part. There's a little darts group you'd have, me, Keno, Ben, me, we're always on that, we're always playing darts, so that's a bit of crack, but everyone's always in there, boys are getting their haircuts in there, everyone's just, music's playing, and it's a free environment.
Because you've got like a squad barber, right, that comes in every week.
He comes in, he trims everyone up, and everyone's just messing with each other, having crack, having banter. We go for lunch, you can sit on the table, you can I'll be sitting beside Bryan and Wissa, and they're talking French, and they realise I'm sitting beside them, and they'll swap everything, they'll start talking in English. I'm like, bloody hell,
guys,
and you're like, they don't have to do that, but the fact they do stuff like that, little things like that, it just helps everything.
That's
you
good.
know what I mean?
And regards because obviously Brentford have got a big background of data and you know, a profound understanding of the game. How does that work its way down to the first team on the pitch? Or
I don't think we get the detail. They minimise everything for us, I think, because they don't want to bombard us with too much information. I think the staff and the manager and all the backroom staff are going through that a lot, and that's one of the first things when I first moved here. They showed me a lot of stats about myself that I didn't know, and it was really...
What did you learn then?
It was just the thing was they had every stat I've ever had from all my professional games, and that just blew me away straight away. It was just, I was just bombarded with information. I was like, these lot know more about me than I know about myself, like, and that was a kind of turning point where it was like, wow, they've gone so much effort to get me here. But they do a lot of work there. They do a lot of work upstairs, and they minimise everything when it comes to
just a simple
message.
The lads,
get the message across without trying to bombard us with too much information. But they are really good, all the backroom staff.
Wow, it's interesting. So right through the club, you felt at home. I didn't know they've got their own barber. I'll have to turn up on game day for a free trip.
Come on in, you can get one. We'll look after you.
Perfect. I imagine for a defender to score, it's even more because, like, your job is keeping it out. So when you go and chip in, you know, with the striker saying, Bryan, I've done your job for you, mate.
You give him a bit of stick.
You get back in defender's corner.
Before Ivan come back, I was like, Ivan, I have 2 goals, you have none this season, so you have a bit of catch up to do, you know.
It didn't take him long, did it?
No, but it's a bit of banter, it's a bit of crack, and it's fun, it is good, and it's always a bit of a shock to get a goal as well, so it's nice.
You look very, I mean, you've not just got the 2 goals, but you've had
we work on it a lot, and we do get chances, and a lot of the lads do. We always banter each other, like, should be finishing that, should be scoring that, but we expect that we put high standards on each other to go, and so we know when it comes to it, we can put it away.